Looking around online, you're not going to find any shortage of reviewers, but some seem to have more of a specialty than others. Rarer still are the MMO reviewers. From what I understand, it's pretty tough to review a game that has no physical end. How would you grade something like that? Well, some people seem to play the first few levels and talk about the game, while others give very quick insight to their feelings on the game while they're still playing it. None ever really followed an outright formula. That is, until I stumbled across the show that I'll be reviewing today. It's got a much more set structure, but is this really a good thing? This is the MMO Grinder, and it's time to look at MMO Grinder. Developed by Mountain Dew and published by Jigglypuff, MMO Grinder is an internet review show hosted by the insufferable Chaos D1, the man who never goes by his internet moniker on camera. It is a rather stupid name to say out loud, so I guess that makes sense. Originally started on July of 2011, it was later picked up by Blistered Thumbs in October of that same year, once Chaos sold the rights. You have to sign a contract and completely sell out in order to get on Channel Awesome, right? According to all the people I've heard talking about it, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. The story involves a former Marine from Illinois moving to Delaware and getting fired from numerous jobs before deciding to spend all his time watching internet videos and expecting his wife to pay for everything. Later, it seems he thought he could spread his own useless opinions all over the internet as well, and the abomination lays before you. Alright, let's get to staring slack-jawed at this train wreck. The show features mostly gameplay footage with the occasional intercut of Chaos D1, who sits pretty much motionless in his chair in a room featuring a bed behind him and a World of Warcraft poster on the wall. Pretty lame setup, really. Also, I'm not sure if this is a bug or something, but it seems occasionally things will appear behind him or vanish randomly in between shots. Occasionally you might even see his shirt change. It seemed that in the Episode 7 patch this problem was fixed, giving him the same gray shirt with his show's logo. What kind of dork wears a t-shirt with his show's logo on it?
Yeah, I know. What a loser.
Of course, every time he does appear on camera, he barely moves at all, often staring blankly into the camera like a robot looking into a teleprompter. Can he be more, enthusiastic? Doesn't he have a motorcycle helmet he could wear, or a set of garden shears he can flail around with in order to better keep my interest? If you're not going to be distracting me with shiny objects during the review, then what am I even watching it for? Insight? Please. Seriously, it looks like he's doing this every time he appears on screen. Doesn't it look exactly like that? Each episode's title card is nothing more than a promotional image for the game, or at least a screenshot, with his t-shirt logo shamelessly plastered all over it, while some cyan text written in bold-faced Futura Black redundantly informs us what game he's reviewing and what episode he's on. What, was he too cheap to hire a title card artist? Does he not know anyone who's willing to make some for him?
No. Okay, this is where I draw the line. You know, I got enough stuff I gotta deal with during the day. I'm not adding your title cards to the mix.
Why are you telling me this?
Sorry, I thought you were, like, doing this thing. It's like, say, that's a nice, logo you got there. Wonder who designed that.
Logo what now? Breaks between sections seem to contain pointless text effects, where the word splits into two and falls off screen, not to mention the equally pointless transition effect that happens. It looks like the kind of thing that would take up a lot of time and effort for something that serves no real purpose. Besides providing something to listen to beyond his droning, monotonous voice, each review was layered over with some music he probably stole from the game in question. I fail to see how that accurately portrays the music when you can barely hear it. I'd say he should provide some samples, but he stopped doing that a long time ago. When he spent his first few reviews showcasing every song in the game with 1-minute-long samples, it was a bit much, and I'll take this barely audible crap over a clear, uninterrupted music clip any day. Once he reaches sound, he seems to use the actual sound footage from the clips rather than just laying over his barely audible music cover in his ramblings, which can get pretty hard to understand when annoying sounds or voice clips are playing in the background instead of whatever music he happened to steal from the game. Then of course there's that hideous voice of his. My god, is he trying to sing us a lullaby? Half the time he's so quiet that it makes perfect sense that the music is so low, that you'd barely be able to hear him if it were any louder. Of course, that is not my biggest issue with this guy's sound quality. But once again, our typo-ridden internet and the fact that I and O are adjacent on the keyboard turned PLIX into PLOX, or PLOX, and God, this is fucking stupid! Fuck! Ah! God, that's jarring! Why the hell was I even wearing these? See, that's my biggest issue with this guy. He goes from really quiet and monotone to really loud all of a sudden. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from the blank don't work that way guy. Seriously, is it supposed to be funny to be really quiet and then just get loud all of a sudden? Comedy doesn't work that way! Older videos had a weird hiccup in between cards, where the music would drop off suddenly and sharply once he'd start talking after the intro of the next section. It seems later patches to the series fixed this, so at least it's one step in the right direction. In order to play MMO Grinder, head to the website or any of the numerous places it's whored itself out to, and click on the video you want to see. You'll have to press play to start the video, but keep in mind you can pause it at any time, or even jump around if there's parts you need to view again or skip to. When starting out, you get a musicless intro, pretending not to know what the game will be announced, despite the title of the episode clearly being displayed on both the title card and the title of the video itself, capped off with an obnoxious catchphrase as if we're going to gasp in amazement once the title is uttered. After that, the video is split into several categories: graphics, music, gameplay, community, cash op, and conclusion, before Chaos spouts some cryptic clue about the next episode while the credits roll longer than required for a show featuring only one person. Usually after the credits roll, there's a short gag or preview of the next episode. What kind of bullshit is that? Why do I have to wait until after the credits to watch the end credits gag? I hate when I read comments mentioning something about what happened after the credits because I closed the window when the first words began to scroll on the screen. He should place those before the credits so I can shut the video off early. A serious problem I have with these videos is that while graphics and music fly by almost instantly with barely 2 minutes on the time counter, the gameplay section takes up the majority of the reviews, and it just goes on for way too long. Basically, once you see the words gameplay roll around, you'd better pack a lunch, cause you're in for the long haul. Huh? Why does it feel like I should have just come back from an ad break or something? Oh, that's weird. This show seems to feature a relatively small but passionate fanbase with a few regulars. Comments left on videos often go to great detail about the game in question, often pointing out several aspects of the game Chaos inevitably screwed up talking about. While his show can be found on several sites, the source of all this evil stems from his site at mmogrinder.net, where people engage in constant uplifting commentary in the suggested MMO list, an area where Chaos can use his fanbase to decide the most popular games, and later ignore them to choose whatever the hell he wants. You can find many insightful discussions such as, "Play this game, it sucks!" "Play this game, it's awesome!" and the ever-popular, "Play this game, I play it!" When the show isn't around, he features lengthy, rambling diatribes in the form of off-week updates, where he spends several paragraphs trying to cover his ass for things he stated in the previous episode, and trying to provide upcoming patch notes to future episodes, all of which boil down to, "I really like this game I'm playing, the next step will be out soon." This is often followed by a deadline delay of 3 days to a week. Another form of interactivity came in the form of polls, which on the surface seemed to be a way for Chaos to gauge his fanbase's interest in the game, but in reality is a way for Chaos to make his fans pick the next episode when he's too lazy to decide one on his own. However, it seems the poll feature was cancelled as there hasn't been a new poll since the 12th patch on City of Heroes. Rumor has it when that poll was launched, a group of people decided to overinflate the poll in favor of one option despite having no prior knowledge of the show, and once the 12th episode was released, the players revolted against the show despite being the ones directly responsible for it. Pretty common practice on the internet, really. There's no word on whether or not Chaos will reinstate the polls. Time will tell. You should probably just list a bunch of options for games that nobody would care about. There doesn't seem to be any direct way to support the show through donations, so I guess that's all there is to say about that until the inevitable day he makes a video telling people to buy him a new computer. I give it like 3 months. There is, however, ads featured in every episode with the odd exception of a few of them on YouTube. I suppose those particular episodes were drastically different in style and were unable to be approved due to content, and not because someone in the approval process felt particularly discerning that day, but who knows. Most episodes, especially newer ones, feature ads at the front and back, and as of the new year, now appear in the middle as well, usually right after the gameplay portion of the video. You can tell this was a retroactive decision when you look at older videos where he attempts to segue into the community aspect of the video, but instead you're greeted by an ad for Old El Paso tacos. Then again, what doesn't perfectly segue into Old El Paso tacos?
Old El Paso, and you gotta have Mexican.
Another recent whoring out by Chaos is the fact that his site now features banner ads. Why he didn't include them until this very moment is beyond me. Maybe he couldn't figure out how to use Google AdSense, I don't know. Most often I see ads for Intel products or jeans made for curvy women. I can't tell if that's a reflection of his target audience or his personal preferences. Probably the latter. Recently, I've seen ads for ad banner programs. How fucking meta. Of course, what internet celebrity man-whore wouldn't be complete without a store featuring his own stupid logo over items you'd be too embarrassed to own? If you ever wanted to look like your favorite monotone webcam hack, well, here's your chance. Visit his Printfection store to snap up the latest in high-priced tchotchkes. Hurry, they're going nowhere! If you want to get into MMOs, this is a decent opportunity to get a look into the games without having to play them yourself, so this is at least worth that. But if you're annoyed by monotone voices and lifeless faces, I'd look into some other show for your MMO ranting fix. Here's my final rating. If you've been interested in getting into these free-to-play MMOs, I suppose this is a good way to go about doing it. If you appreciate online videos that last longer than a few minutes, this guy really packs on the minutes, so you'll have a lot to watch. It's a very structured show with a very set format that's easy to understand. There's ads both on the video and his website as well, so be wary of that. If you really want to support this dreck at the sacrifice of your own dignity, there's always a plethora of t-shirts with that wholly uninspired logo on it. Seriously, how many logos have a sword going through them nowadays? Oh boy, where do I start? That horrid, monotonous voice is almost guaranteed to put you to sleep. I've heard instances of people using his voice as a calming background noise, and I can believe it. Although I don't know how someone could find this voice soothing, but whatever. Have fun the next time he shrieks at you, I guess. These videos go on for way too long, and I don't know how someone this day and age has the time to watch a half-hour show. Of course, the major issue here is that he's new, and I just don't have the patience to add yet another video to my list to watch. Hell, what if watching this show would make all the other shows I used to watch jealous? If you don't want to take the risk of that, steer clear of this thing. I'm sorry to have put you through all that, I just had to say something about it. So stay tuned for episodes of my show's regular fare, including upcoming reviews on Evany, Gaia Online, and the long-awaited Team Fortress 2 review. Feliz Dia de los Inocentes.